Today is World Adoption Day. Woohoo! And on the website for World Adoption Day, it says, which is worldadoption.org. No, it isn't. worldadoptionday.org. And they say, World Adoption Day is a day to lift up the voices in the adoption community, to share your story, to reflect on your adoption, and to connect with those touched by adoption. Every adoption journey is different, but most stories often start with a painful place where a mother and a child are tragically separated. You might be reconciling your own adoption experience, whether you're an adoptee, an expectant mum, adoptive parent, a sibling of an adoptee, or just somewhere in between. You're not alone. And that's kind of been my ethos right from the start. When I first came out of the fog, my adoption fog, earlier this year, I started to write down my thoughts and my feelings just to try and learn more about how my adoption has affected me. Because my adoption has been okay as far as I was concerned. I'd had no issues with growing up, and I had a stable, loving home. But it didn't stop me struggling with my mental health. So I've had issues with depression over the years, and anxiety, and feelings of not being good enough, and eventually pushing people away that I shouldn't be pushing away, and yet I still did. It's caused a lot of upset and a lot of problems over the last maybe 20 years. And as I've got older, it's got worse. And it's only been this year that I've started to recognise it as part of my adoption and part of the journey of my adoption, part of me. And it's always been part of me. Even way back when I was a child, it was the same. I just didn't recognise it as that. And I just believed everybody was going through the same. And it wasn't until I came out of the fog this year and started to look into it more and write about it that I realised there was thousands of people out there in my position, all coming from completely different backgrounds and completely different stories within them. And yet we all end up in the same place. And some of us want to go and find our birth parents, and some of us don't. Some of us struggle more with the mental health issues, and others just struggle with the not knowing. And maybe it's all part of the same thing, who knows? I just thought I would come on and show my solidarity to other adoptees around the world with the drawing of a smiley face on my hand, because that seems to be the thing. But there's not always a smiley face, is there? Sometimes there's a sad face. And I am definitely both of those things. And with work that I'm doing on myself, and with the solidarity and all the connections I've made around the world from adoptees elsewhere, there's a bit less of this one and there's a bit more of this one. So all being well, these two can live happily together. So why don't you draw a smiley face on your hand? You never know. Yeah, I've told him that. So let's celebrate World Adoption Day. No, let's not celebrate World Adoption Day. Let's recognise World Adoption Day. Because not everybody's coming from the same place. Not everybody's in a good place, are they? But you're not on your own. And drawing a smiley face on your hand might just prove it to yourself. Maybe. Or draw both of them. And accept both of them. Because for me, they're both there. Thanks.